guys, ready? Is visible to you? Screen okay నండి, మొబైల్ స్క్రీన్ కనపడుతుందండి?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే. ఇవాళ ల్యాప్టాప్ లేదు యాక్చువల్ గా, సో మొబైల్లోనే చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఏం సెట్టింగ్స్ అన్ని కొత్తగా ఉన్నాయి మొబైల్లో. నిన్నంతా బాయ్స్ గ్రూప్ లో ఏదో డిస్కషన్ జరుగుతా ఉంది. అది ఏంది, ఏదో ప్రైవేట్ చాటింగ్స్ అని అదని ఇదని. సిద్ధు
డైరెక్ట్ మెసేజెస్ చేస్తున్నారు సార్.
ఏది క్లాస్ జరుగుతున్నప్పుడా?
అవును సార్.
అసలు చాట్ డిసేబుల్ చేస్తే పోద్దిగా, ఆప్షన్ యాడ్ ఉందో దాని నుంచి ఎతుకుతున్నా దానికోసమే. అసలు చాట్ ఓన్లీ పోస్ట్ కు మాత్రం మెసేజ్ చేస్తే ఆప్షన్ పెడితే పోద్ది అని, రిమైనింగ్ వాళ్ళకి ఎవరికి చాటింగ్ ఆప్షన్ లేకుండా.
పెట్టండి సార్.
సిద్ధు ఉన్నాడా? సిద్ధు ఉన్నాడా? సరే, నేను తర్వాత ఏం చూస్తాలే. నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ అయిపోయాక మా ల్యాప్టాప్ లో ఏం చూస్తా. ఓన్లీ హోస్ట్ కు మాత్రం మెసేజ్ చేస్తట్టు, పార్టిసిపెంట్ అసలు లేకుండా చేస్తే, డిజేబుల్ చేస్తే పోద్ది.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే గైస్, రిమైనింగ్ వాళ్ళు మీట్ లో ఉన్నానండి. ఒకసారి మీట్ అయితే వి విల్ స్టార్ట్ అవర్ క్లాస్ టుడే. So yesterday we are discussing about the data modulation. Actually, okay, what is this concept of data modulation means? Simple concept, conversion of analog signals to digital signals or digital signal to analog signals. That process is known as the data modulation. The process of converting the analog signal to digital signal or vice versa. That is generally most of the data outside the computers are in the analog format, but when we want to store the data in the computer, it must be the digital format. The computer can store data, only digital data can be stored in the computer, whereas most of the data outside the computer are in the form of analog. It may be a human voice, it may be a video, it may be an image. All the data is an analog data. So when we want to store the data on the devices, computer devices, it must be in the digital format. That's why when we want, it is needed to convert the analog data to digital data and vice versa. It is required. That is the thing. What is this data modulation? See, if you see this diagram, it will briefly explain you the process, what is happening in that data modulation, how data modulation will be going on. Say whatever the analog data, in this diagram, he given an example as a human voice. When we speak on the microphone, it is an analog data. Okay, that analog data will be converted to digital data by some modulator. The modulator will convert that analog data to digital data. And finally, that digital data will be stored in the computer hard disk. We can store that one in the hard disk or somewhere in the computer devices. We can store that digital signals. Whenever we want back that one, again from the hard disk or computer devices, okay, the digital signals will be taken out. The demodulator will convert back those digital signals back to the analog signals. Demodulator will convert back the digital signals to analog signals, which are given to the user. Like this, the process of demodulation will be like this. Clear? Here we want to know briefly how actually that conversion will be done. Okay, actually how that conversion will be done in the background, how the digital signals are converted to the analog signals. Briefly, we want to know. Actually, this conversion is not a simple topic. It is a huge topic. When we go to the EC subject, signals and systems, it is a large concept how the analog signals are converted to digital or digital are converted to analog. Here we will briefly know how the process will going on. Clear? See here, generally we know very well the computer data is in the form of digital data. The data in the computers is a digital data. Okay, it is a binary data, that is zeros and ones, which is a digital data or digital signal. So whenever we want to transfer the digital signal from one machine to another machine, from one computer to another machine, if you want to transfer the digital signals or digital data, okay, if you send the digital data, it is not flexible. Okay, the digital signal cannot reach the destination if it is directly sent as it is. That's why for the digital data, we have to convert the digital data into analog data. To transmit the data from one device to another device, first we have to convert the digital signal or digital data into the analog signal or analog data. Then only it can happily travel through the transmission media to the other device. Clear? Why? Because generally the strength of the analog signal is more when we compare with the digital signal. The strength of the analog signals are more. They can freely travel in the transmission media. The analog signals can freely travel from in the transmission media. That's why whenever from one computer to another computer, if you want to transfer the data, first the digital data in the computer or the device will be converted to analog data. Then that analog data will be transferred through the transmission media to the receiver. At the receiver side, again, that analog signal will be converted back to the digital signal. Here, how this process will going on, how the digital will be converted to analog means. Here, what will happen is, for the digital signal, since the strength of the digital signal is very less, for the digital signal, we will attach one more analog signal called carrier wave or carrier signal to support the digital signal, whatever we want to transfer, to support the digital signal. For the digital signal, whatever at the sender, whatever the digital signal we have, for the digital signal, one more analog signal or analog wave will be added. That adding wave is called the carrier wave. To the digital signal at the sender, carrier wave will be attached. That means here what is happening is, whatever the digital data in the digital signal, that data will be encoded into that carrier wave. Initially, the carrier wave is a wave. It is an analog signal without any data. Initially, the carrier wave is a wave. It is an analog signal without any data. It does not contain any data. So what next? The digital signal will be attached to the carrier wave. Okay, whatever the digital data we have, that will be encoded to that carrier wave. The carrier wave and the digital signal both will be added to attached to one another. Then finally, an analog signal will be formed. Whatever the digital data we have, the digital data is encoded into the carrier wave, which is an analog signal. Then that analog signal will be transmitted to the receiver through the transmission media. That analog wave will be transferred at the receiver side. Again, demodulator will be there. The demodulator will again separate the digital data from the carrier wave. It will separate the digital data and the carrier wave. Both will be separated from one another. That is what is actual process is going on. Whenever from one computer to another computer, if you want to transfer the digital data, that will be attached to some carrier wave, which is an analog signal. Carrier wave is an analog signal without any data. Initially, it does not contain any data. Now, by attaching the digital signal, whatever the data in the digital signal will be encoded into the carrier wave. Finally, an analog wave signal will be formed with data. That analog signal with data will be transmitted through the transmission media. Either it is a optical fiber, or it is a coaxial cable, or twisted pair cable, or air, whatever. Either guided transmission media or unguided transmission media. Through the transmission media, that analog wave will be transferred to the receiver. At the receiver side, demodulator will separate again digital signal and the analog signal. That is what is happening here in this process. Clear? That is how it will run. So here one extra point we are going to learn is the whenever from one computer we are sending a digital signal. Okay, directly digital signal is not transmitted. For the digital signal, we are attaching an analog signal. By combining the digital signal with the carrier wave, okay, we are forming a new analog signal. That analog signal only transmitted through the transmission media to the receiver. At the receiver side, again, both will be separated. We will take only the digital signal. Okay. This process is generally similar to our service wire we are using in our home. Whenever we observe from that one electrical towers, we are taking the service wire to our main inside the house. Okay, to support this one, that copper wire will support the service wire. So that what is the benefit we are getting? Why we want to add that copper wire to the service wire? Similar question will come in the concept also. Why we want to attach carrier wave to the digital signal? Actually, we want to transfer digital signal only. Why we want to send directly? We can send digital signal. Why we are attaching carrier wave to the digital signal instead of sending only the digital signal? Here the answer is, if you take our service wire also in our home, if you directly take the service wire only without any copper wire, yes, it will work. When it will work means if the distance between the electrical tower and the house is very less, then it will be happy. Directly we can take only we can keep only service wire. Because of small distance, heavy wind or rain cannot disturb that wire. But if the distance between the house and the electrical tower is very more, if the distance is more, what will happen is if there is only service wire will be there, due to heavy winds or due to rains or due to weather conditions, the wire will be easily damaged. The service wire will be, there is a chance that the service wire can be damaged easily. It can break easily. It can cut easily. Okay, to give more strength to the service wire, we are attaching the copper wire so that whenever any weather conditions are changed, okay, those will be stopped by the copper wire. The copper wire will give more strength to the service wire. In the similar process, while we are transferring digital data from one computer to another computer also, okay, the strength of the digital signals are very less. Okay, to strengthen the digital signal, to support the digital signal, to give it more strength, we are sending an carrier wave, which is an analog signal. one more analog signal is attached to that one, so that analog signal will act as a bodyguard to the digital signal. It will support the digital signal while it is transmitting through the transmission media. Okay, it will give support to that one. Happily, it will strengthen that one. That is the main reason why the carrier wave is attached to that one. Clear, guys? Reason why it is attached. గైస్ మ్యూట్ అవ్వాలండి, ఎవరది అన్మ్యూట్ అయ్యేది? See, this is the process of, you see this diagrammatic representation of process of the modulation. How the modulation is going on means the digital signals or digital data is attached to some carrier wave which contains no data. The digital signal and the carrier wave are combined together to form an analog signal with data. See that one analog, after giving those two to the modulator will form a analog signal which contains data that will be transmitted to the receiver through some transmission media. At the receiver side, demodulator will be there. What it will do is, again, from the analog signal which contains data, it will separate the digital data and the carrier wave. The digital data will be taken by the device. The carrier wave will be rejected. That is the process what is happening. సారీ అండి, మొబైల్లో కదా కొంచెం నాకు ఈ ఆప్షన్స్ కష్టంగానే ఉంది. ఆపరేషన్ నాకు కావాల్సిన స్లైడ్ రాట్లా. ఓకే గైస్, ఇది ఎందుకో ఈ స్లైడ్ డిస్ప్లే అవ్వట్లేదండి. See, when we come to why we need the data modulation, the next question is, previous question is how data modulation is working. That we have some rough idea, we know briefly what is going on. Actually, it is elaborate concept. I have given only briefly points how data modulation is going on. Now the next immediate question is why we need the data modulation. What is the necessity? Why we want to attach carrier wave to the digital signal while we are transmitting the digital signal through the transmission media means. One reason is, the first reason is to give signal strength. Okay, generally when we transmit only the digital signals in the transmission media, there is a chance of noise interference. There is a more chance of interference of the noise interference will be there in the transmission media. To reduce that noise interference, to give strength to the digital signal from the noise interference, okay, we are performing the data modulation. For the first reason for the why we are performing digital data modulation means to reduce the noise interference. That means, okay, while we are transmitting one digital signal, the other digital signals may disturb this digital signal, or air will disturb this signal, weather conditions may disturb this one. Okay, due to many reasons will be there which will disturb the signal which is going on. Okay, to reduce that noise interference, to reduce the disturbance created by while we are transmitting the digital signal, to reduce that one, okay, while we are transmitting the digital signals, we are going to perform the data modulation. Okay, when we compare with the digital signal, analog signals are more strong, so they can withstand the noise interference. When we compare with digital signals, analog signals can more withstand the noise interference. That's why we are transmitting the analog signals. That is the one reason. What is the second reason why we are going to perform the data modulation means? One more reason for performing of the data modulation is to reduce the antenna size. To reduce the antenna size, we have to go for the data modulation. Generally, the concept is the antenna size is inversely proportional to the frequency of the transmitting signal. The antenna size is inversely proportional to the frequency of the signal we are transmitting. If the frequency of the signal is less, the antenna size we have to use must be more. The size of the antenna should be more when we are sending a low frequency signal. If the frequency is high, the size of antenna needs to be small. The concept will be like this. See, whenever we are speaking, see, whenever we are speaking, if our voice frequency is very high, we don't need the mic. Okay, the voice will reach the long distance without any other support. But whenever our voice is low, frequency of our voice is low, we want some additional support like mic or speakers. మనం మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు మన వాయిస్ గట్టిగా ఉందనుకోండి, మన గొంతు గట్టిగా ఉంటే ఏంటంటే రూమ్ మొత్తం స్ప్రెడ్ అయిపోతుంది. మధ్యలో ఏ అవసరం లేకుండానే హ్యాపీలీ ద వాయిస్ కెన్ రీచ్ ద డెస్టినేషన్. అదే మనం తక్కువగా మాట్లాడుతున్నాం అనుకోండి, దానికి ఆటోమేటిక్ ఏంది, మనకి ఆ వాయిస్ చివరి దాకా రీచ్ అవ్వదు. కాబట్టి దాన్ని చివరి దాకా రీచ్ అవ్వాలంటే మధ్యలో మనకి మైక్ లాంటి సపోర్ట్ కావాలి. సిమిలర్లీ వెన్ వీఆర్ ట్రాన్స్మిటింగ్ ద డిజిటల్ సిగ్నల్స్ ఆల్సో ద సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్. whenever we are transmitting digital signal, if the frequency of the signal is very less, then to transmit that signal to the longer distances, the antenna size must be large to receive that signal or to transmit that signal. The sender antenna, receiver antenna must be large. The size should be increased if the frequency is less. If the frequency is high, the size needs to be small. Okay, that is the thing. The relation between the antenna size and the frequency is inversely proportional. Clear? That's why it is not possible to maintain the huge size antennas. Every time we can't change the antenna. Okay, once we fix the antenna, the size of antenna will be that one only. Every time we can't, whenever the frequency has changed, we can't change the antenna. That's why what we will do is with the help of data modulation concept. Okay, whenever we want to transfer any signal, with the help of the data modulation, the frequency of the signal will be adjusted based on the antenna size. We can adjust the frequency of the signal we are transmitting. Why? Because every time we can't change the antenna, so antenna size is fixed one. If you are using dish in our house, మన ఇంట్లో సన్ నెట్వర్క్ కానివ్వండి, కానీ డిష్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, దేర్ ద యాంటీనా సైజ్ ఇస్ ఫిక్స్డ్ వన్. ఆ సైజ్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది, యాంటీనా మార్చం. ఓకే, బేసింగ్ ఆన్ ద సిగ్నల్, ద ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఆఫ్ ద సిగ్నల్ విల్ బి అడ్జస్టెడ్ సో proportional to that antenna size. As per the antenna size requirement, the frequency of the signal will be adjusted. Okay, how the frequency of the signal can be adjusted as per the antenna size means with the help of this data modulation concept. That is the one more reason. Second reason why we want to go for data modulation means every time we can't change the antenna size. That's why the antenna sizes will be fixed ones. Basing on the antenna size, the frequencies will be adjusted with the help of data modulation. The frequencies of the signals will be adjusted. That is the one more second reason. Clear? Next, the one more reason is to transfer the signals to larger distances. Whenever we want to transfer the digital signals to longer distances. Okay, low frequency signals cannot travel for long distances. If the frequency of the signal is very low, it can't travel longer distances. To make it travel to the longer distances, the frequency must be increased. Okay, for the purpose of traveling to the longer distance also, we must need to increase the frequency of the signal. That is, we need modulation to improve the signal frequency of the signal to make the signal travel to the longer distances also. One more reason is, okay, one more reason is we use the data modulation to increase the noise immunity. To increase the noise immunity also, we want the data modulation. How noise immunity will be increased means, I told you, okay, when we compare signals, analog signals are more to the noise interference. Okay, that noise interference can be happily stopped by the analog signal. Okay, to eliminate to reduce that noise interference, we need data modulation. By using the data modulation, happily we can reduce the noise interference. To reduce noise interference, we want data modulation. To transmit the signals to longer distances, we need data modulation. To reduce the antenna size, we need the data modulation. Clear? To increase the frequencies of the signals, to reduce the noise interferences, and to increase the signal strength, we need the noise data modulation. These are the reasons why we need the data modulation. So when we come to the data modulation, three questions we have. What is data modulation? How data modulation will work? Why we need the data modulation? This is briefly about the concept of data modulation. Data modulation. Is it clear and doubts now? What is this concept of data modulation? Is it clear, guys? Guys, Unara? Hello? 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 Okay, sorry. Mute lo పెట్టాను అందుకే ఎవరు రిప్లై పట్టలేదు ఏందా అనుకుంటున్నా. సారీ ఐ ఫర్గాట్ మిమ్మల్ని మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టా కదండి. చాట్ బాక్స్ ల్యాప్టాప్ అయితే చాట్ బాక్స్ సైడ్ నాకు కనపడుతుంటుంది క్లియర్ గా, సపరేట్ గా స్లైడ్ ఉంటుంది, అది ఉంటుంది. ఈ మొబైల్ స్క్రీన్ లోపల ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంది, అదైతే ఇబ్బంది లేదు. కానీ నౌ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ డేటా మాడ్యులేషన్, ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సమ్ క్లారిటీ ఆన్ ద డేటా మాడ్యులేషన్, మనం కంప్లీట్ గా డేటా మాడ్యులేషన్ అయితే డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటే బ్రీఫ్లీ మనకు కావాల్సిన పాయింట్స్ వరకు చెప్పుకున్నాము. ఒక రఫ్ ఐడియా డేటా మాడ్యులేషన్ మీద కొంచెం ఐడియా వచ్చింది అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఐఎమ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ దట్ వన్. ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ మనకు సరిపోద్దండి. బ్రీఫ్ ఐడియా విల్ బి సఫిషియంట్ ఫర్ us to go for the remaining concepts. This brief idea is enough. Now after data modulation, one more important concept we want to know is the multiplexing. What is this concept of multiplexing? ఈ మల్టీప్లెక్సింగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ని ఎలా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు? See, when we come to this multiplexing is nothing but multiple signals want to transmit through the same transmission media. We are trying to send multiple signals at a time. That is the multiplexing. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఉందనుకోండి, ఒక విలేజ్ నుంచి ఇంకో విలేజ్ ఉంది, టెలిఫోన్ కేబుల్స్ తీస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి. ఊళ్ళో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ విలేజ్ 1 లో ఒక 10 కనెక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, విలేజ్ 2 లో ఒక 10 కనెక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. విలేజ్ 1 లో 10 ఫోన్ కనెక్షన్స్, విలేజ్ 2 10 కనెక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. అంటే కనెక్షన్స్ వచ్చేసి ఇక్కడ 10 ఉన్నాయి, కానీ విలేజ్ బయటకు వచ్చేటప్పటికి ఎన్ని కేబుల్స్ ఉంటాయంటే ప్రతి ఫోన్ కి ఒక సపరేట్ కేబుల్ మెయింటైన్ చేయలేరు. ఓకే అన్నిటికి కలిపి వీఆర్ మెయింటైనింగ్ ఏ సింగిల్ కేబుల్ ఫ్రమ్ విలేజ్ 1 to విలేజ్ 2. outside the village we are maintaining single cable only. When we enter into the village, from that single cable 10 different cables are connected to 10 different phones. 10 different phones 10 connections తీసుకుంటున్నాము. విలేజ్ బయటకు వచ్చేటప్పటికి సింగిల్ కేబుల్ లోంచి ఆ డేటా మొత్తం ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవ్వాలి. మళ్ళీ విలేజ్ 2 దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత దట్ విల్ బి సపరేటెడ్ ఆ డౌస్ 10 సిగ్నల్స్. అంటే ఇక్కడ విలేజ్ 1 నుంచి విలేజ్ 2 కి మనం ఎన్ని కేబుల్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం అంటే ఒకటే కేబుల్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం అండి. వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఓన్లీ వన్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ మీడియా ఫ్రమ్ విలేజ్ 1 to విలేజ్ 2. సో విలేజ్ 1 లో ఒకేసారి 4 members కాల్స్ చేశారు. 4 members are using their mobile phone, their landlines. They are using, 4 people are using. And 4 signals are transmitting at the same time. Person 1 is talking, person 2 is talking, 3 is talking, 4 is talking. And 4 data are generated. But 4 data signals are generated. If 4 signals, any cables నుంచి ఉన్నాయి, 4 signals, 4 cables are not available. Only one cable is there. They have to travel through that cable only to that one. That means only one transmission media is there. Through the transmission only, different signals has to be transmitted. How it is possible means that concept is called this multiplexing. Okay, through single transmission media, multiple signals we want to transfer from multiple senders wants to send multiple signals through the same transmission media to the multiple receivers. That concept is possible with the help of the technology called multiplexing. Clear, Andy? By sharing the same transmission media or same link, by sharing the same transmission media, multiple signals are able to travel. That concept is called the multiplexer. Without multiplexing, is for every communication we want to provide separate transmission media, but providing separate transmission media for every communication is not possible. If person one is talking, we can't provide separate cable from person one to his receiver. We can't provide separate cable from completely from person 2 to his receiver, from person 3 to his receiver, from person 4 to his receiver. If you want to provide separate transmission media, we have to use 4 cables. If the village contains 20 connections, we have to use 20 cables. If the village contains 30 cables, we have to use 30 cables. But practically, it is not possible. So what will happen is they have to share the common transmission media. Single transmission media will be used there from village 1 to village 2. They have to use that one only. Clear? The same thing they have to be used. Clear? That process is known as that is possible with the help of the multiplexing. See, the technical definition of the multiplexing is it is a technique by which different analog and digital signals of transmission can be simultaneously processed over a shared link. Okay. Different analog and multiple analog and digital signals can be transmitted simultaneously through a shared transmission media. Through a common link, multiple signals can be transmitted. That concept is known as the multiplexing. Okay. Generally, what it will do is the multiplexing concept will divide the capacity of the given transmission media into parts. It will divide the total higher capacity of the total capacity of that medium into low capacity logical mediums. That means if you are using a single cable between village 1 to village 2, okay, for example, the capacity of the cable is 100 gigahertz. The total capacity of that one is 100 gigahertz. So the capacity of that single medium is 100 gigahertz. Whenever 4 signals are transmitting, 4 people are making calls at the same time. So that means 4 signals are transmitting. Through that shared, they have to share the same transmission media. The capacity of that one is 100 gigahertz. Internally, what will happen in the multiplexing is the multiplexer will divide the capacity of the channel into 4 parts. Since 4 signals are there, it will divide the capacity into 4 parts, 425s. It will divide that single transmission media cable into logically 4 parts. Practically and technically, there is only one. Internally, that's inside that cable. Logically, it will divide that transmission media into 4 parts. Since 4 signals are there, 4 parts, 25, 25, 25, 25. It will divide them into 4 parts. Okay, with the help of this concept of multiplexing. Okay, the multiplexing will divide the high capacity medium into low capacity logical mediums. Here they are logical only. That means practically they are not divided. Only logically they are divided. Inside their area is divided. Their area is shared by different people. Okay, logically it is divided into the different streams. Clear? Which is logically divided into low capacity logical mediums, which is shared by the different data streams. Each data stream will use one medium. Clear? See, this multiplexing, using the multiplexing, the communication is possible either through air by using radio signals or microwaves or infrared rays. Through air also we can do the communication through the cables like optical twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, or through optical fibers. The communication can be either guided or unguided. Okay. Whether the medium is whether transmission medium is guided transmission media or unguided transmission media, multiplexing is possible. Multiplexing is possible in guided transmission media as well as the unguided transmission media also. Multiplexing is possible. Okay. Here we are using 2 devices like modulator and demodulator. In the multiplexing concept also 2 devices will be there called multiplexer and demultiplexer. At the sender side, we will have the multiplexer at the sender side, and at the receiver side, we will have the demultiplexer will be there. What is the duty of this multiplexer means? Whenever multiple senders try to send their signals through single medium, the multiplexer will logically divide the channel into different parts. The logically divide the channel into different regions. Okay, for each signal, one region will be allocated. That work will be done by the multiplexer. Similarly, at the other side of the transmission media, when the signals reach the end of the transmission media, demultiplexer will be there. Demultiplexer will be there. Okay, it will do the opposite work of that one. Okay, from the logical mediums, whatever the signals came from the logical mediums, they are transmitted to different receivers. Each signal will be going to the corresponding receiver. Clear? Here at the beginning, at the sender side, we will have the multiplexer. At the receiver side, we will have the demultiplexer. That means at the starting point of the transmission media, multiplexer will be there. At the ending point of the transmission media, demultiplexer will be there. Okay, with the help of this multiplexer and demultiplexer, the multiplexing concept is implemented. Clear and idea వచ్చిందండి. What is this concept of multiplexing? ప్రతి కమ్యూనికేషన్ కి సపరేట్ ఛానల్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయలేము కాబట్టి మేము టు ప్రొవైడ్ సపరేట్ ఛానల్ ఆర్ సపరేట్ ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ మీడియా ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ కమ్యూనికేషన్. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు షేర్ ద available transmission media for doing multiple communication. For the, how it is possible? This is possible with the help of the concept of multiplexing. It is achieved. Different channels are same channel is shared by the different communications at a time. The concept is called multiplexing. Okay, Andy. Is it okay that concept? What is this multiplexing concept? Is it clear or any doubts? Idea వచ్చిందండి roughly. What is this concept of multiplexing? What is happening here? See this diagrammatic representation. Only one link is there. N input lines are there. N output lines are there. Okay. Only one link is there between those N input lines and N output lines. So how the N input lines are using the same single link means, in logically that one link is divided into N channels internally. That single link is divided into N channels by that multiplexer. And at the receiver side, demultiplexer will do its work. Multiplexer and demultiplexer. Between this one, that channel is divided into the different links. Clear? See, observe this one. One link, N channels. That is the concept of multiplexing. With the help of this concept of multiplexing, N input lines can happily go to communicate with the N output lines at the same time through single communication medium, through single link or through single communication channel. They can be communicated. How it is possible means with the help of multiplexing, that single transmission media or single link is divided, logically divided into the different channels. See, here the division is only logically they are divided. Okay, if you observe practically, lively, they are not divided. Actually, it is not divided. Logically, the reason is divided. They will divide. This area is for transmitting signal 1. This area is for signal 2. This area is for signal 3. Like that. That concept is called the multiplexing. The question is, why we need the multiplexing? Why we need the multiplexing? The immediate question is how. Here also we will have two questions. Why we need the multiplexing? How multiplexing is implemented? Like modulation also, here also questions will be there. What is multiplexing? Why we need the multiplexing? How multiplexing will work? So the second question is why we need the multiplexing means. Generally, the transmission media is used for transmitting signal from sender to receiver. Okay. Generally, the medium is used for transmitting only one signal at a time. But sometimes, okay, at the same time, multiple signals want to transmit the same medium. Okay. Generally, the medium is used by one signal at a time. But in sometimes what will happen is multiple signals will transmit. Okay, how it is possible means whenever okay, at that situation we want the multiplexing. Whenever multiple signals are there to which wants to share the same, we need the multiplexing where the strength of that one, the given single link or single medium is divided into the different parts. Logically, they are divided into the different parts. Okay, see, for example, he has given an example. If there are 10 signals and the bandwidth of the medium is 100 units, the strength of the medium is 100 units, and we have 10 signals are there, then what will happen with the help of this multiplexing? Logically, that medium is divided into 10 slots. The medium is divided into 10 slots, where capacity of each medium is, each slot is 100, is 10 units. Since 10 signals are there, the total bandwidth of the channel is divided into 10 logical units. Okay, 10 parts or 10 slots. The capacity of each slot is 10 units. This is so that the 10 multiple signals can share the same medium at the same time without any collision. Without any collision, they can happily share that one. The benefit of this multiplexing is, okay, the cost of maintaining transmission media will be reduced. If you want to use separate links for every communication, we can't provide all the separate links for everyone. Okay, for each telephone line, we can't provide a separate cable to every receiver. So we have to use the cost of transmission media maintenance will be reduced if we are using the multiplexing. This is the concept of what is multiplexing and why we need the multiplexing. Is it clear, guys? In the next class, we have to know one more. The last question here we have is the how multiplexing is implemented, how it is implemented. Okay, for that question, we will have different techniques are there. We will learn about how multiplex is implemented in the tomorrow's class. So this is the briefly about the today's class. Today we have briefly seen what is data modulation, how it is implemented, what is the need of data modulation. Next we have seen what is multiplexing, why we need the multiplexing. The next concept we have discussed is how multiplexing is implemented. That we will see in the next class. Is it okay, guys? The today's concept. Any doubts on the today's concept? If it is okay, then we will wind up the today's class. Again, we will meet in the next class. Okay, Nandi. Is it okay, this one, today's class? What is multiplexing? What is data modulation? Okay, tomorrow we will see how the multiplexing is implemented. That we will see in the next class. Clear, guys? Okay, thank you very much. We will meet again in the tomorrow's class. ఓకే అండి, నిన్న గ్రూప్ లో అయితే డిస్కషన్ జరిగింది. ఆ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఏదైనా ప్రైవేట్ మెసేజెస్ ఉంటే ఎవరైనా బాయ్స్, ఓకే, రిమెంబర్ బాయ్స్, ఎవరైనా అలాంటి పనులు చేస్తే ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తే మాత్రం he will face severe consequences. Remember that point. Girls కి ఎవరైనా ప్రైవేట్ మెసేజ్ చేస్తే డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తే మాత్రం they will face the severe consequences. Remember that point. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి నేను మ్యాక్సిమం ఇవాళ చెక్ చేస్తాను, ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ క్లాస్ అయిపోగానే అసలు చాట్ డిసేబుల్ కే I will try to make disable the chat so that the problem will be solved. Okay, thank you guys. We will meet again in the tomorrow's class. Thank you very much.